Hello again, viewers, and greetings, fellow space travelers. This is Thorn of Night, and welcome to episode 47 of my bee breeding guide. In this episode, we're going to be taking a walk off of the infernal branch, past the austere, past the tropical, to one called the viscous branch. Now, this branch adds some pretty interesting mechanics. It does add 3 new bees, the viscous, glutinous, and sticky bees. And they are added by the extra bees mod. Now, they prefer the jungle conditions, like the humidity and the warmth, but they have some minor tolerances. They do require vines or ferns, whatever jungle flowers you can get your hands on, in order to work. They do not work in caves, in the rain, or at night, and all of them have this effect called ectoplasm. Ectoplasm makes, well, ectoplasm spawn randomly in the area, and I will show you more about that in a minute, but let's look at what you can expect from the output from these bees. First off, because they do come from the tropical line, you are going to expect to get this silky comb, which will give you honey drops and the silky propolis, and that is used to make propolis and silk wisps and woven silk and some other things. But specifically, the sticky bee will give you this mucus comb. The mucus comb has the honey drops and beeswax as per usual, but this time slime balls are an output from running that through a centrifuge. Kinda nice little way of getting slime balls there. But let's go take a look at the bees themselves and show you what the ectoplasm is all about. Hey, it didn't crash this time. Alright. I will say that the ectoplasm is rather annoying. It acts just like cobwebs, but you can break it. If you pour a bucket of water and knock it loose, it has a chance of producing slime balls, so that's kind of nice. But I'm going to get rid of some of these so I can move around. Let's see here. Get rid of this and that. That's alright. Okay. And this ectoplasm does get everywhere. Everywhere within the radius of the bee's territory, the ectoplasm will spawn. And I've had to use some of the bees in this branch to work on that branch, so there's even some ectoplasm over there, but typically it would only have come to, I guess, about here-ish. But I emptied all this out so I could move around. Which, by the way, oh, I'm stuck. Hi, cow. By the way, this map is available for download. I will leave a link to that in the description below. So you can examine the bees in person, or if you want to do some experimenting on your own, you don't have to ruin your own stock to figure things out or to try different breeding techniques. You can just use what I've got here. It is made in the Feed the Beast Unleashed mod pack, so you will need to get Feed the Beast for it to work, but other than that, it should be pretty straightforward for you. Now, I have included a bee suit here because of working with the tropical bees. I actually don't think... No, the exotic bee does cause some problems, so while you're trying to do that, you will need a bee suit if you don't want to get stung. Well, poisoned anyway. But let's take a look at the bees themselves. The first bee here is the viscous bee, and it requires a water bee, which you can get from those water hives that you find under pools of water. But also you're going to need an exotic bee from the tropical branch. If you do not know how to make the exotic bee, you can either go watch my tropical video, or you can hop through this book if you have downloaded the map and take a look yourself. Now, I've also got a numbering system on these. What I've done here is hive bees and first level bees are labeled as 1. And then the next level up is 2, and so on and so forth. So this exotic bee is 7 levels of breeding various bees together away from the hive bees, and this is the next level up because it requires a level 7 to make, so that's level 8. But I do have some of the stock here for you to work with if you wish. Now let's take a look at the bee itself. I will need to grab this exotic princess to test the age to see how long it took. Just one generation, pretty straightforward. Now let's look at the output for that. It is definitely a hybrid, and it would take some doing to get it to stabilize, but that's not impossible. So I will leave these here for you to look at and experiment with if you wish. But let's take a look at what you can expect to get from purebred viscous bees for their normal productive cycle. First off, you're going to find that you get 2 drones out of the cycle, a chance at some of that silky comb, and if I'm lucky, nope, no mucus comb there. But the silky comb, oh yeah, of course not the mucus, that's only on the sticky bee. Sorry, I had a lapse in brain there. The sticky comb will give you a stack of the honey drops and about 3/4 to a whole stack of the silky propolis. Probably not a whole stack. Alright, moving on, ignoring my error there, to the glutinous bee, which is a level 9 bee. It will require you having done the viscous bee there, and also the exotic bee that you used over there. You'll need some more of those. And I've got some stock here for you to play with. But let's, oh, there's the viscous. That's the queen, or the princess, but I need the glutinous. So let's check the age on this. 3 generations, not too bad. And it won't necessarily take you 3 generations. It might take you 1. It might take you 10. It's just up to random chance there. But let's see here. That's actually pretty close to a purebred bee. Neat. That's just more for my curiosity's sake than anything. But I will leave these here for you to look at more closely if you wish. Let's take a look at the output you can expect to get from the glutinous bee. Once again, you'll see you've got some of the drones, 2 of them for a purebred, and some chances, looks like 3, maybe more, of the silky comb. Probably 3 is what you're going to expect. And once again, there's some typical output from a stack of the silky comb. Next up, and finally, is the sticky bee, a level 10 bee, pretty far away. This, once you've gotten here, you know you've been doing some good stuff. You are going to need both of the bees from this branch that you've already bred, the glutinous and the viscous, and I've got some of that stock here for you. But let's grab the drone, but I do need the princess once again to check the age. 1 generation, okay, that's kind of nice. Like I said, it's not necessarily going to take you just 1 generation. But that's also almost a purebred. Neat. Alright, I will leave these here for you as well, so you can look at them. But let's see the output from the sticky bees from a purebred. 1 cycle you can expect to get 2 drones as with the other ones, and some chances at the different combs, the silky comb as well as the mucus comb. Now the mucus comb this time, a stack of that will get you a stack of beeswax and about 3/4 each of a stack of the honey drop and the slime balls. So it's a pretty high rate of getting the slime balls out of them. Now, one last thing, one or more of the bees in this branch are used to go on to make bees in the caustic branch. So this isn't the end of the line. You will still need to move on from here, but it's getting close to the end of this line. But that, I do believe, is everything there really is to say about the viscous branch of bees. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this was helpful and informative and answered any questions you may have had. However, if you do have questions or comments or suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments section below, and I'll do my best to respond as quickly as possible. Also, if you like this video and you like what I'm doing here, please feel free to give me a like. I do appreciate that. And lastly, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe so you know when my next stuff comes out. But this is where I'm going to have to go ahead and wrap up. So, thank you once again for watching. This is Thorn of Night, and I will talk to you later.